everybody. It's Emily Korsch, your USARA social media captain. I am here with Tim from Rim Mountain Racing. And Tim, what did you do and who did you do it with?
Oh man, we did the Central Indiana Adventure Race put on by DINO Racing, and it's a 12-hour race that we did. I raced on Team Rim Mountain Racing, which for today was myself and Heather Kluk and Eric Martinez. And we also, for this particular race, the maximum team size that you can register with is 3 people, and we wanted to race 4. So then we had Garrison. Mike Garrison,
Michael Garrison.
Mike Garrison, yes. It's like a Bonds type thing, right?
Yeah.
We had he raced alongside us and with us the whole race. It's kind of like really it was just basically like a 4-person team, and he was a soloist, registered as a soloist on Team DV8.
Nice. So how'd it go? Were you out there all 12 hours? Did you get all the checkpoints? Tell us about the race.
Yeah, it was an awesome course. Brian set up a really just physically tough course with some fun nav points, and it was a blast. We did clear the course. It was a 12-hour cutoff. We finished just under 11 hours, like 10:58 or something like that. It was great. We kind of traded off the lead throughout the day, and it just so happened the 3 guys, let's see, Seth and his team, I don't remember the team name, they finished just like 2 minutes ahead of us. They just had too much horsepower on foot for the last track was maybe a 3-hour run, basically, mostly on roads and trails with bushwhacking to the points. And we just couldn't hold them. So they're fast. So they had a hard-earned win, and we pulled into finish line 2 minutes after them. So it was fun. It was fun to be that competitive, and just like be passing each other back and forth all day. But everything went pretty well, and it was a pretty unique course today.
Nice. So it sounds like you were second overall, but then first in the co-ed category.
Yeah, because they were racing as a 3-person male team. We were the first co-ed team to cross the finish line. That's right.
Gotcha. Well, nice work. Way to go out there.
Yeah.
I heard a little bit about the race that Dino was encouraging people to bring scooters for a section of the course. Can you tell us, what did you guys do and what was that like?
Yeah, in the pre-race documents and email he sent, all he said was, there's about a 7-mile paved segment that you can choose to run if you like, but you can also choose to have any kind of wheeled object where the wheels are less than 8 inches. So Garrison found himself a scooter, and it turned out that Eric and Heather and I all have rollerblades that we haven't used in 5 to 10 years. So I got out on my rollerblades midweek this week after kind of a recovery from the bear rollerblade inline skate ride, and actually felt pretty good on them. So we the race started with that. It was about 7 miles of inline skating / scootering. But I tell you what, I'm really glad that Brian, as the race director, allowed us to do that, because the rest of the course was still really foot heavy, meaning there was a lot of foot and trek sections. So if you had added another 7 miles of foot, it would have been pretty brutal for everyone. Sure. I don't think I don't know yet, but I don't think more than maybe 3 or 4 teams cleared the course today. So it was nice that we could do that first section a little faster and with less muscle and leg effort on the running legs.
Yeah. So I'm kind of picturing this. So would you say about like half the field was on a wheeled object and half ran, or what would you say that ratio was?
I think most brought a wheeled object. I mean, I think everyone saw that like 7 miles and thought, ooh, that's gonna be rough. I did see a few people running, and man, kudos to them for taking that on and doing that. The one thing with the run is you could take some shortcuts that were off pavement, right? You could cut on like a pipeline easement that saved quite a bit of distance. So there was 1 or 2 teams that got in excuse me, right around the same time we did into the boat TA. So I'm sure they spent more energy, but their time was about the same, which is really cool to see. Because the route to stay on pavement, right? Because we're not going to be bushwhacking in rollerblades. The route to stay on pavement took us a little longer way around. So it was kind of a cool strategy thing, right? To start the race, and exciting to have a discipline that's not normally in AR. I've certainly done it a couple times over the years, but it's not a normal one. It was kind of fun to throw that in there and mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Wow. So you had the scooter section, you had a canoeing section. What else was involved in the race?
Yeah. So after the canoe, and by the way, the canoe was really fun, but it was a like pretty shallow, windy river. So what we
Mm,
found was that the 3-person teams were dropping ground to the 2-person teams that were higher in the water with less weight in the boat.
yep.
So Mike, who was racing with us, was in a kayak and he could scoot over stuff where we couldn't. So maybe about
Oh,
halfway through, I just got out of the boat and ran along the shore
mm,
while Heather and Eric paddled, which seemed to save us time and be faster until we got to a bigger river.
yeah.
There was a couple of cool like trekking points in the middle of the paddle, so that was fun to like
Mhm.
go off the boat and find some points in the woods and get back on and have to kind of keep track of where you are on the river.
Yep.
And then then it was a pretty big run back with some bushwhacking and some trek points along the way. We got back, then it was a real long bike ride. We got to the north end of the course and there was an archery challenge set up. So one
So
person per
cool.
team had to go to an archery course,
Mhm.
and you had to shoot three arrows in each of 3 targets and nail close to the center. So it's like nine hits.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that took a little bit, but that was fun. Just
Yeah.
something to change things up again. And
Mhm.
there was some sweet single track they added to the race. It was basically a section where they said just ride this big single track loop until you find 3 checkpoints. So
Uh-huh.
we had a blast riding that. It was really fun and flowy and fast.
Mhm.
So it was fun to get on some single track today in the course. We didn't really know what single track was in this area. None of us had ever raced here.
Mhm.
So fun to find some single track.
Yep.
And then we biked back, and then there was maybe a 14K run to end it with some good bushwhacks and some decently hard nav on some points. So
Yeah.
that was kind of the
Wow.
overall layout of the course, and yeah, it was fun.
Sounds like a pretty full day. And you said it took you guys about 11 hours. Is that accurate?
Yeah, just under 11, and yeah. We came off that bike in first, and then we traded off first for a while on the run, and just
Yeah.
fell back a couple minutes. So it was a tight one, and I think the team behind us, DINO team, was no more than maybe like 10 minutes back of us after that. So the top 3 teams were all like
Sure.
neck and neck there at the end.
Yeah, I always like at the end of races, say you spent 11 hours racing and the difference between first and second was 2 minutes. Like, how does that 2 minutes break out over
Yeah.
11 hours? Like,
Oh man, right?
it's just a few seconds per hour difference.
Yeah.
And how tight some of these races are.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, Tim, thanks for the recap. As we kind of sign off here, do you have any shout outs to friends and family, any gear that worked really well for you? What was good about today?
Oh man, yeah. We certainly missed our normal teammates that sometimes would have been out there with us. So shout out to my wife Anna, who was working this weekend, and man, it was really fun to race with Garrison and Heather. We haven't done that for a few years, so really fun to see them. They're just awesome teammates. So every one of my teammates, Eric and Heather and Garrison, everyone really pushed today. I think gave everything they had on the course. So I'm proud of the team to do that. So it was fun, and I'm proud of everyone at this course. We were sitting at the finish line cheering people on, and I think there was 12 teams that came in with less than 5 minutes to spare before the cutoff,
Oh my
which is
God.
amazing. Like there was like 4 teams that came in with a minute left. So the way
Right.
they timed that was just perfect.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to like see all those teams coming in and cheer them on and see them making that cutoff. It was really cool.
And that's just so exciting. You're watching the clock as you're counting down to the finish line, like, oh boy, are we going to make it? And
Yeah.
and to have people there to cheer you in, like, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, Tim, thank you so much for taking the time of your post-race to fill us in on how everything went at the CIA. I know you have an award ceremony to go to, so we'll let you go and get your medals from DINO Adventure Racing. But otherwise, thanks so much. And one more question. What's your next race? Do you have something on the calendar?
Yeah, we did. We just signed up for the Alabama Oak Mountain, I think it's called, Oak Mountain Adventure Race. It's a 24-hour race in Alabama.
Yep.
I think it's like November 14th, sometime mid-November. So we're going to make the drive from Wisconsin down to Alabama and to give a 24-hour race down there a try. We did one of Craig's races earlier this summer. He puts on a really great race and a great course, and that particular area, I've never been there, but I did some just reading on it. It looks like there's amazing single track. It's like a IMBA Epic Trail Center, and like, it's going to be really fun with some fun single track, lots of hills. So looking forward to racing down in Alabama in November.
All right, great. Well, hopefully we can see you there. And everybody else, if you want to get in on a good race, that's the Oak Mountain Challenge put on by Sheriff Posse Adventure Racing. All right, thanks again, Tim, and have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, Emily. Bye now.
Thanks.